Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cherry Street Sports for the TAB State Championships. We're featuring round 5 of our All Abilities singles, and we're about to get underway. We have the reserve singles match for you this morning. Stuart Kidd of Fingal Bay is taking on Trent Howie of Ballina. Jack, first end rolled. And another slightly damp day here at Cherry Street Sports. A little unfortunate for the players, but we will do everything we can to get through a full day's play. Trent Howie of the local club will get us underway with the first bowl of our first end in our 21 shots up clash. First to 21 will win this game. Shots in excess of 21 don't count. We do have a 2-hour, 15-minute time limit. That's why we had the hooter sound at the start of this match. Straight after this round, we will launch into the quarterfinals. We'll have the open singles quarterfinal for you coming up at around about 11 a.m.-ish. Weather permitting, we've had another day of showers. Fairly even start from the players. We have our volunteers on each rink assisting the players. We do thank all of the volunteers for giving up their time to come and help out. Try and make this event as easy and as seamless for the players. And big shout out to the crew from Cabramatta who've come up voluntarily, paid their own way to help their own teammates out. Given up some days of work, and Robert Hector's one of them and a couple of others. Robert's taken time away from his business to come and support and assist the Cabramatta players. Lurking beside me today again is the best looking man in bowls, Jason Pinnock, local club support manager for Bowls Australia. Very good bowl there from Stuart Kidd. Sat that shot bowl back. Be holding one now. Trent, apparently he's not been bowling all that long either. Fairly new to the sport and just loves it. Part of the All Abilities is that it's all about participation in some respects, and it's a bit of an odd event for us really. It's semi-participation and semi-high performance. Any event with James Reynolds in it has to be called high performance, doesn't it?
Most definitely, Andrew. And while Trent hasn't been playing that long, he's taken to the game really, really well. Only classified this week, Andrew. On Monday he was to get his entry in for this.
Yep.
Very, very keen competitor. He still does a bit of swimming coaching, high-performance swimming coaching. He does, Trent. Yeah, that's his background. And somewhat high-performance triathlon is Trent's background. So he's got that sporting competitiveness in him. And he's taken to bowls.
Is he coaching you towards your next Ironman competition?
Well, he's on an all right track here.
Some of us don't actually swim, but Bob. Oh, great bowl.
Wow, Trent Howie. The locals will love that.
Well, This is the second tier competition, mate. How good's that?
I wouldn't even qualify. We've seen some amazing bowls played here in both the opens and the reserves disciplines.
It's fantastic to see these people able to get out on the green and compete. Wonderful element of our sport that while we do have the elite end, we also have that ability for people to, let's try pressing the right buttons, ability for people to get out on the green and participate and compete. And compete amongst, well, what do we call it, the able-bodied contingent?
Oh, most definitely. And
well, the supposedly able-bodied contingent.
if you have a look at the open discipline here, you'll find, I wouldn't say 100%, but most of them would be playing top-grade pennants at their club. And I'm talking grade 1 and 2 pennants. So that's no mean feat. Pretty high standard. I can just think straight off the top of my head. I know the locals, Brad Gilbert's grade 2, Aaron Kelly, South Tamworth grade 2, James Reynolds, we know is Premier Platinum player. That's just a couple just there, and I'm sure there's more. So, well and truly can hold their own even in the open company at their club level as well. So.
Jack just out to the wing a little bit, went off camera.
Nice long end here, Andrew. Just about maximum. The mat's only a couple of inches in front of the tee.
Right at the limit of my ability to focus the camera. And get both ends in. Because we just can't quite get cameras in the right spot all the time, but we do the best we can.
You see there, that side of the green still has some good turn in it. Not much rain overnight, but we did get a downpour this morning in the area.
Yep, just about the time we arrived here.
Yep.
I was sprinkling as I went out this morning at about quarter past 6 I left this morning. Had a little errand to run.
Yeah, that's very well grassed there by Stuart. Pretty good weight. We see that he was right out to that boundary line there, the blue line.
Notice that some of our players in this event don't have a choice whether to be using their dominant hand or not because they can't use one of them. But every player in this event does have a classification for their, well, it measures a level of ability and impairment, what they can and can't physically achieve. There is a medical part to that classification as well. But if you're interested in that sort of, in joining the disability ranks and want to find out more, just contact our office. At the moment, email is probably the best way to do that, with the staff that know about that somewhat tied up doing other things at the moment. Email inquiries at bowlsnsw.com.au. I'll forward that on to the appropriate member of our staff, probably Lee. and he'll get back to you, give you some advice about the medical component, and then let you know when we're planning for another classification day, and we usually have 2 of those a year.
Yep, beautiful.
And as Jason mentioned, we had one of those on Monday here before this event started. Cutting a little fine in one way, but...
well, looks like Stuart's sitting there for 3 shots. So Trent did throw this T to T length and hasn't been able to jump on it, but Stuart's found it pretty well. So important bowl here for Trent early in this match.
Well, it's a good one here for a couple of reasons. One is to send a message to Stuart, you're not going to get it all your own way. And he's done it.
Whoa.
Wow. Just that bit of rain this morning, he's taken that pace off again. Just pulled up a little quick. They did give it a fair roll, but it might have just brought the water to the surface too.
Yeah, very true.
Stuart, I reckon he's holding probably 3 here. Chance to draw 4th. And really grab hold of this game, I'd say. Picking up a 4 in the second end to go to a 4-1 lead.
Well, he's very well grassed again here, Stuart.
He's made sure he's up.
Well, tell you what, not sure if that one wouldn't be far out of the count. It might be out of our camera, but
I think it's just the 3.
well, that's interesting there because I think Trent might have rolled one of the shot bowls onto what might have been his closest bowl nearly.
And the procedure there would be that Stuart then gets to replace that bowl to wherever he believes it is. He would have the option to leave it where it came to rest.
So they're not measuring the last one, so
I'm putting it down as 3 until I find out differently.
Marker has got the paddles up. Just trying to see.
That's the full count.
Got them pretty tightly squeezed together.
There's a full count.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. Trent threw that T to T, and then Stuart's been able to get a 4. And straight away Stuart's got the mat up a little bit, and Jack's a bit shorter.
But he's kept it a fairly long length.
He has to, yep.
I tell you, Jason, I'm excited with our upgraded streaming gear. Trolley means it's a bit quicker to set up, but we're just settling into it, and we probably got some improvements to come. I think our quality's pretty fair at the moment.
Yeah, great looking equipment. Ironed out a few bugs from the old equipment. I guess it would have as well, Andrew, for you.
Yeah, looked at. It was about 6 years old, and the computer had copped a pretty fair amount of work. And well, you'd have to unplug it, plug it back in before you could turn the power on because it just wasn't quite connecting properly. You can understand you're a little bit frightened when you turned up that it wasn't actually going to turn on. There's just a few glitches with the camera and They weren't quite coming in correctly, and the colours weren't quite. Yeah,
So is this the latest technology in cameras that's out on the market?
pretty much.
Pretty close to it.
Yeah, they're the best mid-budget as far as these go. You want to go fancy, you could get ones that are way beyond the budget limits.
Bit more weather tolerant than the old ones.
Not sure about that,
Okay.
but they certainly are with the
Notice,
umbrellas hooked up over them.
Yep.
We do thank the MacGyvers here at Ballina. Duncan and the Green staff help, but Dwayne and the guys, I called Dwayne MacGyver, and he said, no, one of the old fellas out here, he's MacGyver, he's even cleverer than me. And I went, wow. They've hooked up a little bracket off the post on the side. We've got the umbrella taped to that, and we've got a post at the end. Just keeps those showers off the cameras and allows us to keep broadcasting. And Stuart. He does deliver off the wrong foot, but I'd say he just can't get his balance if he delivers off the correct foot.
Yeah, Michael Vassallo, same delivery. As we see here, Stuart's got control of the jack this end and just a bit wayward. So, early in the day, players are still trying to find their range a little bit.
A little story about that. We do vary the rink numbers a little bit here. And in the pairs, we had 1 to 4 on one green and 5 to 8 on the other. And in many of the events, 8 is our streaming rink. First round of the pairs, he was off to doing his hair because he was on rink 8. He thought he was going to be on the stream. And a bit disappointed.
Stuart with his last bowl. Looks like he's swapping hands, coming down on this tighter side of the green. He's on a very, very good track. It's just down to his run. If he picks up the jack, he'd be right, but he's gone past. Trent's definitely got 1. I'm favouring him for 2. Somewhat of a free kick here for Trent, I believe. He does not want movement of jack, however. He's on a pretty good track here, although finding that hand very, very tight. But that's a good bowl there, ensuring the shot. I think it's definitely a 2 now, probably a 3.
My theory is it's actually those ones where you've got a bit of room. They're the ones that win you the game.
Yep.
Because you have to take advantage of those. And I hate to call them easier, but easier opportunities. Because while it's spectacular when you've got 2 inches to draw another one, and you do, I think it's these ones where if you miss them, you're disappointed in yourself. So you've got to get back into it for the next bowl.
Yeah, we spoke yesterday how we see skippers playing some really great shots to cut counts back, but to add to counts when you got the opportunity is just as important, equally important.
Because you don't get that many opportunities. Well, it's a 3.
So that's a good reply there by Trent, dropping a maximum count, turn around, picking up a 3, and straight away a tactical change. He's gone away from his T to T in this direction, and he's taken the mat all the way up. So,
well, I don't mind that at all. I think that's
drastic changes and
the long length did not work. Don't keep going with something that didn't work unless you think it's an aberration. But straight away he said, well, you know what? I didn't win that length. I'm going to chuck it different.
Most definitely. He's on a tightish line for that side of the green. He's got good weight. He's finished in a really good area there. It's a good opener by Trent. Let's see how Stuart adjusts to this shorter length. We saw him handle the maximum length this direction 2 ends previously. He's pretty well pointed for that side of the green. Just a little bit excited and gone through.
Yeah, just a bit over the speed.
Trent again just a little under the grass. If he stays up, it'll be okay. Give him a... Looks like it has stayed up, so... Something we were mentioning a fair bit yesterday. Those bowls that ended up behind the head on these slower greens were had a lot more chance of being in the count than what those short bowls were.
Oh,
I mean, quicker greens, you can get away with a short bowl. It's not a little bit easier to knock up into the counting zone, but the slower greens, they just create barriers, and wet greens that it's really hard to draw around those short ones. So
once a bit slower, you haven't got that ability to draw around a bowl as much.
That's right. Yep.
Your bowl's not going to draw quite
Trent's
as much.
done another great bowl here. Brilliant weight again. So all three of his bowls there, pretty well grassed. All of them just underneath, but they're all in the area. Okay, so Trent with a chance. Put some number pressure here on Stuart. So picking up a 3 previous and another chance to... And he's looking very, very good here, Trent. So that one's in the count as well, holding 3 at this stage.
Singles is a different game as well. You're still all about grass and weight, but you don't have a break from you being the one who has to do it. And it's all yourself, so you don't get the chance to discuss your shots with your teammate. And you have to be able to just ride that pressure.
Well, Stuart, what an absolute bomb. Very much needed. Great way to save the end. Staring down the barrel of back-to-back 3s and draws the shot with his last. Great bowl there, Stuart Kidd.
Well, I've actually got the score wrong on our board. I'll match it to the scoreboard up there before we go any further. I think I must have pressed the 3 button instead of the 4 last end. One to Stuart. No, 5-4 is the correct score. Just ignore me. Alright, we are going towards camera 1, so I'll do the little fade in. Go back to 4. I do talk to myself because sometimes I need an expert opinion. And it is okay to argue with yourself, Jason. It's okay. But it's when you get the third person involved in the argument, there's no one around you, that's when you start to worry.
kid's thrown in a really short length here as well. Matt back though, and Jack just past the minimum length. It's an interesting tactic as well. Maybe he enjoyed that shorter length on the previous end. Maybe he just got the feel for the length with that last bowl that he put down where he drew the shot. Thought, yep, I'll have another crack at that length. It's a pretty good opener. Get a chance, might get Andrew just to have a quick look at the section standings for this match and see what context the result of this match will have in the section. We know this is the last round for all the singles disciplines, and the second stream this morning will be quarterfinals.
As soon as the computer catches up with me. Okay, so this is section 4.
Well, we've got a good bowl coming down here.
Stuart Kidd has played for 1-3 and had his bye.
Undefeated then, Stuart.
He's on 9 points. Trent Howie has played for 1-2, lost 1, had his bye. Actually, everybody here is recorded as having no bye now because this round's commenced. So Trent's on 6 points. Keith Roberts of South Tamworth is on 6 points. Trent has a plus 31, whereas Keith has a plus 12. Jackie Hudson of Fingal Bay is on a minus 39, 3 points. So even with a win this morning for Jackie, she has her bye now, so she's not going to change. James Powell of Wiseman Park is not going to bother that. He's hasn't won his match. His last chance this morning, so he'd be playing Keith Roberts. So this match does matter very much to Trent.
I guess it could to Stuart too if he suffers his first defeat.
He could actually miss out. He's on a plus 32,
yep.
214%. Keith would have to have
Trent. He's played perfect weight down there onto his bowl. Some people might call that lucky, but it was always on there. Just trying to reach up through his own, push it up into the head. So very good bowl by Trent. Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah, Keith would have to have a massive win.
Okay.
But then again, there's 20 shots difference, so a 10 shot win and a 10 shot loss. Trent goes on a win by 10, then Trent will take top spot if he wins.
Let me see Stuart also coming down with that positive weight up through his bowls, but didn't quite get the right angles.
Yep, Trent will take top spot because he actually has a better against record than Stuart.
Yeah, and it always, I guess, for the count back for score percentage, it always favours the against number.
It does.
So it's an advantage to be a good defender.
you do need to finish top of your, top two. Top 2 of each section go through.
Oh, Trent just wants to miss now, and he has, so... Looks like one shot there to Trent. We saw that third bowl of his come down, play that positive draw weight through his own, got the result. Here it is again. Lovely bowl.
One to Trent. Team beat.
And Andrew, I think today I can let you do the plug, but the Skins Cancer Checks kick-off, is that correct?
Yes.
The 28th. I know it is because I was on this morning and I actually booked one in for myself at 10:45 this morning. It's quite an easy process it was to book in my free skin check.
You're going to make me work.
I'm going to make Andrew work. I've got him camera work and I'm going to get him to do a plug for the skin cancer check as well.
Yeah, you got me when we've got the least room on bottom, of course. Skin Check Champions is our partner. So we're proud to partner with Skin Check Champions to offer free full-body skin checks during the TAB State Championships at Cherry Street Sports, Ballina, from Friday 28th of March. That's today. Skin Check Champions, they're a not-for-profit organisation dedicated to raising awareness and improving access to life-saving skin cancer detection services. The fantastic service is open to all competitors, family and friends. So book your free skin check today. For the full details, visit bowlsnsw.com.au or click the link in our YouTube bio.
Yep, I did that this morning early myself, Andrew. I thought that started off today. I thought I'll jump in on that initiative and book myself in a skin check. Very, very easy. Just had to put in name, email address, phone number. Medicare card number is required as well for the registration. And then you've got all the different time slots you can just select that suits yourself. So very, very easy. Jump on there. Get on down to Cherry Street, and when you're getting a skin check, come and check out the great bowls as well.
Yeah, the Silver Bullet caravan will be up back. There's a few other bits and pieces we will be announcing throughout the time. When we're at the other end and we've got more room on the bottom of the screen for the little banner.
I just like to challenge you, mate. Okay, so Trent's probably got the shot with the back bowl.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Looking to add to it. Nice confident draw. Touches. Not going to hurt you at all.
Don't mind this track here. We know this side has that little bit more turn. It's down to his pace. A little bit.
Yeah, just a bit exuberant. Stuart might get a little chip on the jack here as well, and he has.
He's gone through with it. Sure what's right at the back of the rink there. We're about to have a look. Well, looks like, unfortunately, there's a Trent Howie bowl there right on the edge of the ditch. One down to one down. A little bit unfortunate, but pretty well played. Trent can afford to play a positive draw here, knock himself up, get to the jack. He pulls up. Unlucky.
Now we are looking, that bowl is right on the lip of the ditch. The shot bowl's right underneath the rink number, the one that you can just see on the bottom of your screen. Just to fit that camera in behind the scoreboard, I've had to give it a bit higher than I normally would have liked. If I made it any lower, we'd have whacked into the scoreboard and you would change the numbers.
Stuart now. Well,
Gets his own bowl.
Onto the... no, he got it a little bit too good, didn't he?
A little bit square. Oh, that one's a toucher. Yep, our markers realised that. Gone to pick it up and then seen the chalk and said, well, that's no, can't pick that one up at all.
So that completes that end. So we think it's only 1 to Trent.
Well, the scoreboard's already been adjusted. Stuart might have conceded that on the way down. So, eagle-eyed observers will be noticing that we're actually on greens 1 and 3 today. Drink 8's normally on green 2. Greenkeepers, with the wet weather, have asked if they can move the rinks around just to try and even out the wear on these greens over the time that we're here. And we have absolutely no issue with that. We actually suggested to the greenkeepers that if they needed to move rinks or greens that we'd work in with them. So we've actually moved our cables across yesterday.
Yeah, especially early on. Big long campaign for these greens to get through. 17 days straight of bowls. And with the wet weather already here and still some more to come, pretty important to baby them through as much as possible and keep the integrity of the surface as high as possible for further competition throughout the championships.
Oh, you're also heading into...
Ooh, what a great start there.
Heading into a winter period. Not that it really impacts in this area quite as much as the southern areas, but the growth does slow down. And while the surfaces are impeccable, that's because Duncan and his crew are very thorough.
Trent, not a bad reply there. Very good weight. Stuart looking to probably just beat Trent's last bowl. He obviously wouldn't like to make contact on his own. He's got that set up very well there now. And he gets through that gap and one in behind would be ideal. And I mentioned this yesterday as, well, he's actually ran up pretty well. Seems to be, we saw a few times yesterday, there was a tendency if someone had one right on top of the jack, their next one was very short. They just had that little bit of hesitancy about reaching and not wanting to change how that head looked.
Well, you need to have that opposite mindset. I've got one nearby. If I leave it short, I'm leaving myself vulnerable.
This one goes. Trent's on a tighter line than his previous bowl, so he just skirts all that. Oh, very good effort.
Great home.
Yeah, definitely. And look, he's opened it up to that shot bowl now.
You can hear the seagulls in the background. Don't know if that came through the monitor. Comes through here, we get issues.
Stuart. Yeah, just hung out there a bit. You see they're getting out to that white line on that narrow side. They're not quite getting back. The line seems to be a bowl and a half inside that white line on the narrow side. Trent threw his head up in the air after the delivery there. He was...
Well, he may well have had in his mind, if I get a little contact on that, and you try and steer it towards it, and as soon as you're not just playing to your line, it's a remarkably simple game. It's look to a spot, step to that spot, and swing to that spot. The complication is, silly brains sometimes think, I need to steer that bowl in, so you drag your arm across, or maybe just overbalanced even. You really do need to look at the spot and bowl to a line where the bowl will do the work.
Once it's left your hand, there's not much you can do. So we saw a marker call 1 here.
Trent's all around it, but Stuart's got the one shot. Any contact from Trent would have been big for him. But Stuart takes the single.
Back to level. Tight battle here. Winner of this will top the table. As mentioned earlier, it's probably really important for Trent to win this match. A loss may seem drop out of the top 2. Whereas Stuart, with a loss, has still got a chance of still staying in the top 2. Dependent on margin as well, so... The tighter the game stays, the bigger chance it is for Stuart to go through.
If he gets to even 12 or 13, probably.
Yep.
Would be enough, but you'd want to get to 15 or 16, I'd imagine, just to give yourself that little bit of buffer. Well, danger is, though, you think, you know what, if I get to 16, I'm right. 16's your target. And you play as if you've got to get to 16, and you get to 16, and then everything falls in a heap.
Morning.
So it's probably, you know what, you fight to get to that first target, and then you go, okay, I've got to my first target, reassess the goals, go again.
Well, you get to the springboard of your first target and get stuck.
Yes. Well, what happens, though, a lot of people get to the springboard, and they think, oh, I only need 4 to win. I can do that on one end.
Yes.
So you start the end with the idea, I'm going to get 4 this end, which you can't do. You're disrespecting your opponent. As soon as you disrespect your opponent, they do something, and all of a sudden you're under pressure. So you start that springboard end as to saying, I need to nail my first bowl. And then when you nail your first bowl, you go, I need to get my second one close. And if you're holding 2, sometimes don't be greedy. Because if you're holding 2 and your opponent has 2 behind, they have the chance to. So you've got to play the shot to...
It's like you would if you're starting the match. Play the game management.
I always think, if I manage to get to the 4 off, I think, well, you know what? 4 singles is really good.
Good point.
And that's the thing with singles. Well, maybe a little different with this, it's time limited. But in general, in singles, 1s is fantastic because your opponent's not scoring. And Dave Ellis once told us he went to old City Bowling Club to watch the City Masters and watched the late great Bobby King rattle off 25 singles to win a game.
Wow. been a long match. Unless he did 25 in a row.
Well, yeah, I don't. He didn't tell us what he won by, but the other thing is you keep getting ones, it puts your opponent under pressure. Especially if they're holding and if the last bowl you just get one in there.
Well, Trent might have just snuck shot with that bowl of his. Well, this is where we saw him coming back yesterday. He's very, very well grassed here, Stuart is, and that's very well played. That will be the shot. But chance for Trent to just come down and rest onto that bowl. He can afford to play that positive draw. Trail of the jack is good as well. He's got the track for this, Andrew. It's just a matter of speed now. Not sure. On the camera, you'd give it to Stuart, but...
Yes, the camera lies. And why the camera lies is because we're on an angle of about, what do you reckon, 15 degrees from that head? Maybe, or maybe 40 degrees?
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it is one to Stuart.
If you are enjoying these broadcasts on the Bowls New South Wales YouTube page, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the action. You can also join us on our other social media platforms, Facebook, TikTok. Did I miss any of them? I'm a bit of a technophobe nowadays.
On Instagram?
We are on Instagram, yes. That's why I'm not running the socials.
Yeah, I don't run much. I just do Facebook myself, Andrew. And if you look at my page, it's only bowls related.
I really only keep Facebook to keep in touch with some of the people I went to school with and some of my family. See how big my great nephews are getting now.
Okay, Stuart sticking with this tighter side. Seems to be a preference for the players, and that's a pretty good opener.
So, Jason, if you've sent me a friend request and I haven't replied, it's because I try to keep my work life off it mostly. Oh, yep. Across the road. You might have just seen that in the background shot. We'll get the middle camera in time. Have I missed it?
No, it's nearly there now.
There we go. There's the Silver Bullet Caravan. So you know now what I've been talking about. That's the Silver Bullet Caravan. That's the Skin Check Champions on their way to set up out the back here at Cherry Street Sports. So when you're attending the TAB State Championships, you can get your free skin check. Remember, for full details, visit bowlsnsw.com That's bowls.com.au.
bowlsnsw.com.au.
Correct. Bowls.com.au is Bowls Australia. I'm not supposed to be plugging those people, am I? You go there to find out about Jason and the club support manager roles.
Well, Stuart just got to push a little harder on that. Oh, I'm sorry, Trent. Not sure. He can use it next one, and I imagine this might force a change of hand for Stuart now. Just finding out who has got the shot. Marker's indicated 1 to Stuart, so he's still holding. We do see a change of hands here. Dearly love to just try and draw the jack, or even just tuck it around the corner. And
I always find it an interesting term that we're changing hands. We're actually just changing which side of the hand we're bowling out of. Although I did play bowls many years ago with a fellow who played forehand both ways. So the unsuspecting person playing with him would say, "Change your hand, John," and he would. And they would be the most common reaction. He's a very interesting character.
so instead of forehand to backhand, he was right hand to left hand, was he?
Correct. Played forehand on the right hand and forehand on the backhand.
On the left hand.
Yep.
All right. Trent just wants to, just hanging wide there. So we're seeing that side still very tight.
Yeah, just that easterly breeze still coming through.
There is, yep. There's a
Slightly moist easterly breeze.
it is a common factor here at this club. That breeze.
It's funny, you play on many greens in the Illawarra, and the western side of the green is also a little bit tight. We're all wondering if it's the mountains pushing the bowls away, drawing the bowls towards them. Increased gravitational pull from the escarpment.
Oh, now we're getting technical with some scientific indulgence there by the Mr. Lynn.
There's just a few of the clubs where it's just a bit tighter on that. If you're going north, the backhand side for a right-hander. No such thing here, I don't think. They're beautiful surfaces. But if you're expecting to be playing on a perfect level billiard table, you're dreaming.
Well, I don't mind this track here, Andrew, from... I tell you what, if he can get the inside edge of the shot bowl, well, he got the inside edge of his own. That's enough for shot, but he was very close to getting the shot bowl there. And
well, if you give that a whack, he could have been holding it at least 3.
yeah.
As it is, I reckon he'd be happy to get the 1.
Most definitely. So,
It's always good to burgle one every now and then.
well, good weight, good area.
At least 1 to Trent. I think it is just the 1.
Well, didn't see any movement of the Stuart Kidd bowl, and marker did indicate it was shot previously, so obviously giving Stuart a chance to come and have a look. It is 1 shot, so we've got a bit of a battle on here, Andrew.
All square.
Well, we aren't counting ends. 7 all. We do know there was a 4 and a 3, I believe, already, but I think it's all 1s nearly.
All right, Jason, I put you on the spot the other day. I said, you're going to visit one attraction. Which one is it? I'll let you hook for just one. But I'll add one to your list.
One attraction in the Northern Rivers region. Okay, add one to the list.
I'll add one to the list in Ballina.
Yep.
Once you've had your lunch here at Cherry Street Sports, just pop round the corner and go to the Ballina Maritime Museum.
Okay, yes. I actually haven't been there myself yet.
There's a a rather large balsa wood raft there, where one that carried a few people all the way from Ecuador to Ballina.
Wow.
And you look
Balsa
at it,
wood, you said.
It's balsa. They're logs.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
quite an amazing story. And there's bits and pieces of all sorts of ships. And, of course, the Richmond River that comes through here was the highway back in the past. Plenty of bits and pieces. $5 a head to go in. Bargain.
Did you have a look at it yesterday?
We did.
Excellent, mate.
Just thought I'd give it a plug.
Well done. It's plenty on offer here for our competitors, their supporters, partners.
Went and had a look at up near the Ballina Lighthouse out over the ocean. I imagine...
Brilliant bowl there, Trent Howie.
Yes. I imagine on a nice day, not just after cyclones come through, that'll be a beautiful spot. Dismal yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have another special guest commentator join us for a moment. Well, Jason's going to take the opportunity to disappear. We've got Terry Sheehan.
G'day, how you going?
All right. The CEO here at Ballina, at Cherry Street Sports. The king of Ballina.
I wouldn't go that far.
And according to your neighbour who works in the Aldi, you're a lovely bloke.
Oh, there you go. Geez, you've been around already. You've only been in town 2 days and starting to meet the locals, huh?
Yep. He saw the shirt and said, how's the competition going? I looked at it. Terry's my neighbour. I went, okay.
I must have paid him well. Yeah, look, it's good to be a part of it. It's fantastic. Hopefully the weather stays good for us. It's touch wood. It's looking okay at the moment.
Well, we've had some awful weather come through, but we've managed to miss the worst of it at times and managed to keep going. And the crew here at Cherry Street Sports really very accommodating in making sure that the event and the club presented in the best light. And fantastic to bring this event to the Northern Rivers.
Great to have a local bloke on the live stream at the moment. He's doing pretty well too, holding his own.
Yep, there's been some very good bowls played. So Terry, I put Jason on the spot before and said, name one thing you have to visit in Ballina apart from Cherry Street Sports.
Oh, it's got to be the big prawn, mate.
You got
to get a photo with the big prawn. That'd be second, actually. The first thing you got to do is come to Cherry Street Sports, obviously.
We always go, that head wouldn't fit in the bin once we'd peeled it.
Yes, it's amazing. You go out there some weekends and some of the crazy things you see with people trying to get photos in front of it. It's it's a pretty good part of the world, that's for sure. I always say sunny Ballina, but at the moment it's not so good. Great bowl there.
Well, of course, Ballina, the home of the Summerland Series, big singles and pairs tournament either side of the new year.
Yeah, that's been going for quite a few years now. It's not an ideal time of the year and a holiday destination to have a tournament like that, but we make it work, and it's a great event. We get some really good calibre of bowlers coming through that's for sure.
All right, so trying to work out whose bowl it is. It's Stuart. Just going to finish him behind. Looks like Trent might buck the trend of the singles at the moment. He might pick up a multiple here. And fantastic to see the number of people in Ballina shirts helping out the players, picking up bowls, kicking back, measuring, every little bit just to help those get the games through and to just make it that bit easier on the players, because some of these players are really not physically capable of measuring. But the volunteer crew seems to have just come out in droves.
Yeah, look, it's great to see. We put a call out about 2 months ago to call for volunteers for this, and the interest was unbelievable from everybody in the Northern Rivers, and I think we've got upwards of 80 volunteers involved over the 3 clubs. So, the stuff that went on before leading into the event. It's astonishing the amount of work that Ray Roberts and his committee did to get this organised. It's just so good to see.
We've got markers, umpires, as well as people who have just come along to kick bowls back and measure and help people on and off the green during our all abilities. And you got Duncan and the Elfco crew.
How good are those guys?
We've got to call him a fanatic.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the game, that's for sure. It's pretty easy to say that they're the best in the best greens in the Northern Rivers, but I think when you're playing them, it certainly hits home that they are pretty good greens. He's passionate about what he does.
Of course, the other club in your group, Club Lennox, also co-hosting.
Yeah, Club Lennox Sports will be starting up there early next week, and then Alstonville up on the plateau. So Duncan looks after all those greens. So we should get some really good consistency across the whole group.
While you're at Lennox, have a look at the beach there if you're a surf fanatic.
Yeah, I think
having grown up here, I know a lot of people love the break around Lennox.
Yeah, I reckon it's one of the best breaks in the world off the Lennox Point there. I don't think there's much swell around at the moment, but certainly there was 6 to 7 metre waves up there a couple of weeks ago during the cyclone period. So yeah, it's a good part of the world.
That'll be the daredevil ones. And of course, at Lennox Head is the Coca-Cola Lake. Coca-Cola coloured lake. Lake Ainsworth.
Ainsworth, yeah.
We've got a lot of tea trees around, and the tannins from the tea trees are in the water. And there's plenty believe that tannin tea tree water very good for your skin. Can't argue.
Yeah, they reckon it's like that at the moment. I think it's probably not the cleanest at the moment after all the rain we've had. But,
unfortunately.
Usually it's a very popular spot through summer. That's for sure.
Oh, I know. As a kid on the north coast, we went to Lake Ainsworth a few times to have a swim. Grew up in Bangalore. Didn't go to Byron Bay in the peak of summer.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky place to get around in the holiday season, that's for sure.
I always thought Ballina and Lennox were a nicer place to get into and around. The players not quite nailing their length this time. Ace is going to pick up the other microphone. He can have a chat with Terry about all things the club's doing, because as the local club support manager, you're all over it, aren't you?
I wouldn't say all over it, but I have had the privilege of spending a bit of time here with Ballina in many different areas. And
Trent's just going to sail through. He's going to turn his own bowl back a little bit.
And yes, what a great opportunity is to bring the state championships here to the Northern Rivers.
Yeah, it's a bit surreal, mate. Now that it's finally here, we put a pretty solid bid in for it, and to get it, it was then we went, oh dear, how do we make this happen? But true to the form of my team, and they just stepped up, and we create the crazy ideas, and they just deliver every single time. So it's good to have a good crew of employees to make these things happen.
And of course, it's not just this year. We'll be back in 2 years' time.
Yeah, which would be nice. Correct all the things that we don't get right this year. Not that we're expecting anything to go wrong, but it's a bit of a learning curve for us. But it's just great to bring it to the Northern Rivers.
We can fine tune a few things.
Yeah.
Just make it even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but so far, in the first few days, just having a chat with the players, they're very happy with the facility, with the way they've been treated, the hospitality given to them. So that's a big tick straight away for Cherry Street Sports Group. The catering has been unbelievable. The players have been very receptive to the catering, so always a logistic that is a big concern for host venues. But nailed it so far and expect that to continue.
Yeah, we know food's very hard to get right, but our executive chef and his team of employees have done a great job, and it all comes down to the preparation. You know, we didn't start this last week. It's been going for a couple of months, so they're doing a fabulous job, as they do day in, day out.
Yeah, and got to witness that myself during Summerland. They give their catering a little bit of a run and see how it worked at the Summerland. It did with the buffet setup.
Yeah, we did the trial there, and we didn't. Nobody walked away with food poisoning or anything like that, so we thought we were right to go.
I just adjusted our headphone volume, guys, because I'm trying to get the peak flow outwards right without blasting our eardrums out.
Okay, so there's 2 rolled out there for Stuart.
Just as Trent gets ahead by a couple, he claws back. It's been an intriguing battle. First of 21 wins. Just as one player seems to be getting an advantage, the other one claws their way back in, which you would expect as a battle for the top spot. Trent wins this, he will go through as top of the section. There's still a chance with a loss, but that all depends on how Keith Roberts goes.
Looks like it's even. Good to see Trent's family here as well, watching. Pretty proud. A lot of smiles and grins there this morning. Trent's sister worked for us for many years, 23 years I think. So they got a long establishment with the club, and I think Trent's dad used to be the CEO or secretary manager many years ago of Cherry Street. So yeah, they've got a long history with the club. So we're certainly behind Trent today. Not that I can be biased at all, but
you're allowed to be. You're allowed to be.
Bring it home, Trent.
Yeah, and I spoke to Trent on day one, and I remember speaking to him just before Christmas, actually. I was up here helping out with obviously a little bit of organisation, Summerland, and having a chat with him, and he was talking about the classification process and really wanting to get involved. And I sort of just directed him towards how he had to do it, and ended up getting on to Bowls New South Wales. And as we said earlier, on Monday he did his classification and was able to enter this event. And I remember day one, he was nervous as he was. Really nervous.
Yeah, a bit of insight into that. I still talk to Tash quite regularly, his sister, and he's been around there every night, I think, leading into the event, getting pep talks from his sister, and she's trying to keep him calm. So he's out here today, and you can still see the nerves there this morning, but we just keep saying to him, it's just a game, mate. It's just a game.
Exactly. Shows his passion for the sport and his passion for his club to obviously want to try and do really well and represent them well as at the same time.
Well, I'll just see some of our staff here with an armload of purple shirts, Terry. So you want to talk us through your purple shirt?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's look, it's something we wish we didn't have to wear, and but look, we all know that every community has some has DV related issues into it, and we jumped on board probably 2 or 3 years ago with our local Rotary Club, and decided that we wanted to make a significant change now in our community, and we have a march here once a year, but the Rotary Club came out with a purple shirt that we supported, and we wanted to put it on our entire leadership team just over the Christmas period, just to make people aware and bring some awareness to the issues around domestic and family violence. And the response we got from our membership and our visitors to town was tenfold. So we that extended to one thing that we put shirts on every single person every single employee in our club, and very quickly the response we got from the community was amazing. So our club donated $30,000 try and turn our town purple, and it's been really successful. We did $30,000 worth of shirts and offered them to any business in town that wanted to be a part of the program, and they could get those shirts for free. So as of today, I think we've got 92 local businesses in Ballina wearing the purple shirts every Friday. And it's just our way to make a stance to say that we're not going to accept it in our community. Clubs in each area has got so much community involvement. I think if anybody in a community can make a change, I think it's the registered clubs, and so we've really taken that to the next level now. So
I think today and maybe even next week you might see the blue shirts gone and the purple shirts on the Bowls New South Wales staff.
Yeah, I believe they've got that pile of shirts, I believe, is ready for you guys. I think we should get you in purple by the end of the day today. And,
that might have been just one big shirt for me.
But yeah, that purple shirt is we had some knockers to start with, obviously, saying that it's just a purple shirt and how does it make a difference. And I tell you, over the last 2 years, I could name 4 or 5 occasions where I've been approached by people in the community that don't even know me or know any of my team, that have disclosed their story to us, and there's some heartbreaking stuff out there, and that just drives us even further to make sure not only now in Ballina, but we're sending this Australia-wide. Thankfully, a rally from Mounties, who's very strong in the DV program, and the Mounties group does some amazing things in Sydney. We've teamed up with a rally, and who's just starting with Clubs New South Wales actually next week in a new role. But we've got an industry committee now, and our plans are, as Purple Friday is going to go nationwide very soon. So it's good to see the club movement. We know we can make a difference, and we know we can make change. So another good bowl there for Trent. He's holding 2 there at the moment.
Yeah. Just part of the fantastic work that your local club does. And that's true in every little town or big town right round the nation, how much support does go to the community and the community organisations from not only the bowling clubs, but I'd love to say the bowling clubs only, but not only the bowling clubs, many of the clubs get into their local community and support.
Yeah, we've got quite a few clubs on board already. I think we've got about 25 clubs that are wearing these shirts at the moment. But if for any club that is listening, especially, we'll be publicising it over the state titles. That we've got a purple shop that we've built and put on our website now, so any club can get on there and register. And obviously, the purple shirt's easy, but we need to provide some training for our team and some resources for our team to know how to handle those difficult conversations. So there's training material on there as well that can help with those, help with people that want to get involved in that. And but our plan my plan is to eventually get a purple round in something like the NRL, or so that we can really ramp this up. And I think with the wonderful support we've got from the club industry, I think in the next couple of years we can make that happen, because the quicker we rid this from our society, the better for everybody. Yeah, it also stands as a really good fundraising event to provide. So in our local community, we donate $3 from every shirt that's purchased to the local Love Bites program, which is NAPCAN Love Bites, and that's a training program that's been put through the public education system to teach our younger kids about respectful relationships. So we really driving that. Our aim is to hopefully get the Love Bites program trained in every community's public schools throughout the state. And if the purple shirt can help achieve that, I think we've had success, and that's our aim. So
brilliant initiative, Terry, and look, and just really highlights how the club industry as a whole are a vital part of our communities as well. Look, it's no secret that the club industry cops a little bit of flack at times. It does out there in the public for other reasons, but
absolutely,
this in itself really highlights how our clubs are a vital part of our communities.
And look, when you talk domestic violence, you know, there's those people out there that will try and put the club industry or what we do with alcohol and gambling and try and put that into that same perspective. But you know, I'm here to say I'll shut that down any day of the week, because domestic violence is a choice. You know, whether it's alcohol or whether it's gambling, it's a choice.
Yep.
Yeah. So
brilliant work.
Just look up to your right and give a little wave. Show off your shirt. There's Terry here at Cherry Street Sports.
Excuse the weight. Yeah, it looks like they're just about to do a purple shirt photo shoot.
I'll just pop off the bowls for a minute, and you'll see our media team out there. You can see Kira, President Dillis, who's currently wearing the commemorative shirt, got the purple run around her. My colleague Nick, I'm not sure who's on the left there. One of your team?
Yeah, that's our marketing manager, Jackson.
And even got Lee Stinson. I didn't ever think I'd seen him wear anything but a Canberra Raiders shirt.
Even got the chairman of the board of Cherry Street just rocked up in his purple shirt, so he's going to jump into the picture. And
I will flick now back to the bowls.
Looks like Trent's up a couple of shots there, so that's great.
Yes.
I might just jump off for a second and just get a couple of photo shoots, but I'll jump on over the next few days and have a chat. But thanks everybody for listening, and go our local boy Trent, and good luck to everybody that's coming to Ballina. I'm sure the hospitality will be wonderful.
Well,
so
thanks Terry, for not only from Bowls New South Wales for the Cherry Street Sports Group, but also from myself and the sports team for the wonderful way that you guys are helping us set up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and that Duncan's running after us as well to make sure everything's spot on, and they're also making sure we get a little bite to eat for lunch too, so
that's
keep
good,
our strength up.
That's good. Yeah, it's a pleasure to help, and your guys are amazing as well. You guys run a really good ship, and proud to be a part of it all.
Well, thanks Terry, and hopefully we'll have a chat again over the next couple of weeks.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Well, Jason, I did turn the right one down. That's good.
Okay. Good to see Terry spend a bit of time. Let's get back to the bowls now. And Trent has just drawn the shot there, but really enjoyed that insight into the initiative that Cherry Street got here, the purple shirt. And
Well, look, I haven't experienced it myself, fortunately, but I do have some good friends who have suffered through domestic violence, and some of the horror stories they've said, the limited ones I've heard.
well, Stuart down here gets, he's just gone under there. Very good effort.
Through one of the community groups we're involved in, my wife came home once and said, we've got spare this, this and this. Yes. Collected it up for one of the ladies who'd escaped domestic violence but escaped with nothing. Didn't even have toys for the kids.
Well, I think Trent's drawn a second there.
Maybe I'm thinking out loud here. I don't know whether it's possible, but we might be able to convince one of our Friday night platinum clubs to get a purple version of their shirt.
Terry got me thinking too, and just for this region, you know, maybe we could have a purple round in pennants or something like that for the Northern Rivers.
Maybe here not wearing...
And look at that bowl there by Stuart Kidd. Sorry, Andrew.
Not necessarily wearing purple shirts, but maybe a purple socks.
Well, anything that is sends the message out. So Stuart was 2 down. Played a very good bowl onto the shot bowl and flopped in. Got the shot back, so keeps it tight.
I think we've got just under an hour left to go.
Yeah, well, the way this game's going, there's a little bit of a chance of a timeout, Andrew.
It was Stuart's now up to 12 on the board, so just press the right button there. 12,
11.
No, 11. It's
Yep.
just been adjusted back. I've got it back to 11. It works. It works. All right.
Okay.
But it's good also to promote all the good work that many of our clubs do for the community.
Yeah, Andrew, it's in my role, I get to see a lot of it. Obviously, I'm sort of based for the regional part of New South Wales. It's down the east, up the north, out the west, down the southwest, and it's quite amazing how much our bowling clubs in particular are that community hub. And some of the work that they do is not actually it's sometimes unknown. It is, but
And look, I think too, our clubs have been guilty of being too humble. So if you're a club administrator and your club does stuff for the community, it's great to be humble in doing it, but give yourself a little plug for doing it, promote it. Even my club, we give quite a bit to local community groups. We sponsor several sporting teams, but the Walk of Shame boat, we have a money. Our wrong bias tin is actually a boat-shaped money box that goes to the local Coastal Patrol Rescue Organisation.
yeah, exactly right, Andrew. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself a plug if you're doing some great work, and all our clubs are doing great work, but it's also,
bowl, Stuart.
yeah, that's a brilliant bowl. It's also a chance to make people aware that aren't aware of the work that you do as a club in your community, and a good way of maybe engaging more people. So it's good to be humble. It's also good to make people aware of what you're all about.
And even if that promotion is just to your own members,
Yep.
make use of some of the facilities that are available to us. You do have the email campaign facility in Bowlslink. I'm sure we can arrange some training for you to utilise that. Make sure all your email addresses are in there for a start. But free websites available to clubs through Bowlslink.
Yes, there is. Yes,
Talk to
becoming
you
more.
soon.
They're becoming more and more prevalent. The use of those. There's more and more clubs signing up.
Talk to your CSM or just email bowlslink@bowlsnsw.com.au.
Well, as we see here, Stuart's really putting down a challenge here. He's got 3 shots there. There's a little bit of a wall there, though, Andrew. So
It's crazy. You probably... A lot of people go into their shell and say, I've got to draw one here, but sometimes you can draw within the foot there and not get a result. So be positive, get a little contact, do something with your third bowl.
wow, I thought he was on a pretty good line there.
Oh, that's a very good effort. He's probably a little unlucky.
Yeah.
Now the question is, do you back yourself with your third or do you try and draw? And I'd be backing myself with my last bowl here. Even though there's potential to drop a 3 or 4.
Myself, Andrew, I'd nearly have a tendency to swap hands as well. There's that guide under his short bowl for Trent. Anything under that and there's a result. We just saw that previous one where he played that positive weight and it just wants to hang on that tight side. But for Stuart, I think he doesn't have to, he can play a cover and count here. If he just misses that front, and he has, that is
That's pretty good.
Absolutely beautiful.
I think the jack will still spring out.
It will.
Now, whatever Trent decides to do, he's got to commit to it. don't half play. Don't become half pregnant. There is no such thing. You're either going that 2 or 3 metres or you're trying to dead draw.
Well, going back to the tight hand. So if he's playing positive, he's got to be fairly straight. See how he goes. Well, he has got that straighter trajectory, but I think he's just backed the weight off to hold. Well,
Yeah, so he's changed both. You only need to change one.
Yep. It's a bit
It's going to be a full count.
But that's great bowling by Stuart Kidd. Well done.
And look, he might have been tempted to run right to the back. But sometimes when you do that, you force your opponent to play a good shot.
Yes.
It'll be a full count to Stuart. 1, 2, 3, 4th button.
15-12 now. Stuart takes the lead again.
That's a pretty solid lead too. 6 to go.
And that's the second full count we've seen in this match. And both of them to Stuart.
Oh, it is the big numbers that hurt. And it's not that last bowl that cost Trent there. That's the other thing you got to remember. It's not the last bowl of the head that will cost you.
No, that's exactly right.
You did set it up by your previous 2 being long. And that's it. You don't beat yourself up. You just go, okay, I'm only 3 behind. I win the next 2 ends. It's about square. I pick up 2 ones. I'm only 1 behind. If I win 4 of the next 5 ends, 3 of the next 4.
Yeah, very important end here for Trent now.
Even just go end by end.
You know, for Stuart, he'd be looking to just consolidate, just win this end to consolidate that previous end.
You'll notice he's just shortened that length up a little too. Just that little bit of length, and Trent was long with his opening 2 bowls, which did set up that count. And, well, one of the things I was told as a new bowler about 40 years ago, which bowl is the most important in singles? First one.
Well, it does predict how the end plays out a lot, doesn't it? Shot selections after the first one are decided.
Well, Stuart nails that bowl on the jack. Trent's under pressure. Now he's a couple of metres short. Trent can come in and go, you know what, he's given me a chance. I've just got to get one reasonably close. You're not trying to draw a dead draw or a resting touch with your first bowl. Well, you'd love to do it, but got to send it. It's good enough for shot. So Stuart, a little bit of reprieve, doesn't have to worry too much.
Yeah, Stuart can still stick down to this tight hand. There's plenty of room to get in underneath that bowl. It looks like he might have decided to swap. It is his coming in.
Yeah, look, if you're not sure, take the clear air. And if there's both hands blocked, which hand are you going to hit your own up on? Because as sure as eggs are scarce, you play the hand with your opponent's bowl in the road. You got in your mind, just miss that. Don't hit it. Don't hit it. Don't hit it is the wrong attitude. Because when you're saying don't hit it, you hit it. It's magnetic. When you play it confidently to say, well, I'm going to miss that bowl by playing this line, that's when things go right.
Okay, Trent now.
Through his own. He'd love to miss it.
He has missed it.
Well, probably wanted to hit it with that weight, unfortunately. 1 to Stuart. Just needs a little correction on his previous bowl. Just keep getting that incremental closer. I don't think he's got the speed here. He's matched his first.
Okay, so still some room there, an opportunity, and I think it's really important for Trent to get the shot right here. It's minor adjustment, probably more line than weight, because you can still finish tight here. They're not hooking away down that side. Well, he's still got that line out there. If anything, he had some more weight, so one down at the moment. I think if Trent just loses that yard of weight, he will get onto that bowl or underneath it and get the shot. An opportunity here for Stuart to put some pressure on, put a second one in there. We'll put him onto what we call, or known as, the springboard. If he just misses that, which he has, and he's got the jack as well, well, that's a great bowl. He has got the jack.
All right, so Jason's got to just take a call. Trent's just going to go underneath with this one. Do fancy he's only the one down. And Keith Roberts has recorded a strong 21-8 win over James Powell. So Keith will move up to 9 points to, yep, so Luke will miss out on the semis should he fail to win this game. He's one more to Stuart. Stretch this one out a little bit. Has Stuart Kidd.
Sorry about that, Andrew. Caused a bit of noise.
So I'll regain my hearing eventually. But a fantastic start from Stuart Kidd, who's moved out to a 16-12 lead. So it's Trent's time to really needs to nail a couple of ends in a row.
We might have to 16-12.
Oh, I bumped the wrong score, obviously. Easy to fix.
Yeah, so important, as we mentioned earlier, with these section standings.
Well, Keith Roberts has had a good, strong win in his final round.
Okay.
So he has gone to 9 points, but his margin is less than Trent's. But that doesn't matter. So the winner of this game will go definitely top of the section. However, if Trent wins, he'll be top. And Stuart Kidd will be second. Whereas if Stuart wins, he'll be top. And Keith Roberts will be second.
So it's a must-win match for Trent.
Yep, Keith. Stuart can afford a loss as far as the table goes. Although I don't think he'd want to surrender that momentum. The other thing is you're going straight into a quarter-final.
Well, has Trent got the pace here? Close.
Very close.
Very, very good effort. See some progress scores coming through there, and we can see that James Reynolds has just won his match.
Stuart looking just to nail this down. He's put a little bit too much on that one.
An opportunity here for Trent. He can beat it. He can play positive. He'd be wanting the bowl to finish behind, ideally.
Just slightly overplay that backhand draw for the left-hander. Just turn Stuart's bowl a fraction and sit him behind the jack. Bit narrow, you turn your own up as well. Did our marker indicate he was one?
One down.
Yep.
So that's the shot bowl. He's just gone a little wide here. You know, he's played the pretty good weight for it though. Just floated wide. So still another one to come for Trent. But for Stuart, he would dearly love to probably draw inside of that shot bowl of his own. And
well, to me, the perfect bowl is to just flop a fraction short of the jack counting, or just to draw a nice little toucher back an inch or two. Keep your back one counting and just cover the jack up.
He's in a very, very good area here, Andrew.
Doesn't want to flick his own bowl.
Oh, he's just gone through. But you know what? He's given himself a third wood there, which
Yep.
very vital because, you know, without that there was a chance to rip that bowl out and Trent to get a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, he really doesn't want to rip his own out and drop a 2.
No, of course not. So, yes, yeah, he's got that
Little high line again.
Well, not quite the weight to punch it in. So,
We think that's one more to Stuart to put him on the old springboard. Still probably got close to 40, half an hour to 40 minutes to go.
yeah, we
Pretty
did
much
start.
close to 8:30 when we
Yeah.
did start. Was one more to Stuart.
Yeah, I think we did get going right on schedule this morning, give or take a minute. So if that's the case, 10:45 would be the Hooter time.
Yeah, 10:45, which is 40 minutes from now. Or close enough to. 17:12. Plenty of time for Stuart to win. Trent, however, he's got 5 shots to catch back up. Could do it in 2 ends. Just remember that. Trent, he can win in 3 ends. If he has 3 good
Tell
ones.
me, Andrew, just a little anomaly that just popped into my head. Gets timed out and it's a draw. What happens there?
It's a draw.
A draw stays a draw.
And that would be good enough for Trent.
There we go. So there's just one other little anomaly that could happen.
Yeah, it's something you wouldn't normally see as a drawn singles game, but there is a chance for that to happen. Do you have a mindset that you have when you get to onto the springboard? Getting close to the magic number?
Been a while since I've been on the springboard, sorry Andrew, so in singles itself anyway. I haven't played a lot recently myself, but when I was playing a lot, my mindset was always to get my first 2 bowls within a mat length.
I have the thought when I'm playing singles is, okay, I'm not under pressure. I'll just get one close and I'll put my opponent under pressure.
Yeah, most definitely.
Just that thought, I'm going to turn the screws on you. You can get that clear-minded approach.
I think for most, it's just continuing that flow of play that you have been doing throughout the match, Probably not even worrying about mindset too much. If you start diving into your mind, that's when the little gremlins can kick in.
Yeah, sometimes you just need those little tricks to keep yourself focused.
Yeah, good point.
You pick up a one and you go, okay, turn the screws, next end, just get a one. And then...
Okay, Trent here. Very, very well down. That is the shot.
You have your internal dialogue. Try and switch off all the naughty ones. And I've been guilty of a couple of games where you're going, okay, it's an easy draw, it's just grass and weight. You've done it 1,000 times before. Do it again this time, grass and weight.
Hardest games I've found, Andrew, is on the very rare occasion in my 25 years of bowls is when you've jumped out to a 10 to 12 shot lead and trying to continue that momentum. And get very displacent at times.
That's where it's, okay, turn the screws, forget where I am. It's up to me now just to keep the pressure on my opponent. Don't give him a chance. Plenty of times you've seen leads slip. I know I led a game 18-1 once and then led 18-17, not much later. Days when you could give the mat away. So once you lost control, the opponent played last bowl every time.
Trent, just pull up now, and he has. That's enough for a count. Look, he's definitely got 2, possible 3 to here at the moment. So that's a pretty big last bowl for Stu.
Seen some fairly big turnarounds in singles games too, where people have led by 10, 12, 15, 14 shots, and their opponent just, I don't know whether they relax or their opponent just loses the inhibition to say, well, you know what, well, it doesn't matter now. I can play with complete freedom because it doesn't matter. Well, and all of a sudden they play good, and
Stuart just wants to find something here, land on anything. Well, he's found the hole, maybe got 3rd out of that, if he didn't already have it before. So Trent doesn't want any movement of Jack here. Just draw wide to that bowl coming in.
Safe line.
Most definitely.
So here's where you pick your line you think you need, and then you go a foot wider. Let's push the right button.
He doesn't want to get on that front one, and he hasn't. He's played very good weight. Got in underneath. Well, that's definite. There's a few locals giving a big clap out there, so thinking this could be a full count. And very much needed for Trent. He's dropped 2 full counts.
He's got a little smile there. Nice little friendly chat with Stuart.
Yeah, so they're rolling him out, and there's a question on the back bowl. No, they've asked for a tape, so
think it's in from our
Yeah,
angle.
there's a couple other bowls they might want to measure off, though. I thought they would have measured Trent's and gone to the opposition's bowls from there, but maybe when they walked up there, I said camera angles are deceiving. I'd imagine it was only between those two back bowls, and we'll see the marker put up the paddles, and
3.
it is 3 shots to Trent, so that's a brilliant pickup.
Oh, what length does he roll?
Well, we saw this early in the game. It looks like he's nearly gone a tee to tee if it stays up and in. And it has, so...
Not.
Oh, no, it's...
The albatross says, it'll stop, it'll stop. You go, what? Said the sand stops them every time.
This is true. Yeah, just on your previous conversation in regards to having big leads and trying to finish the game, I do know, and I won't mention the players' names, but there was an Easter singles at Tamworth City Bowling Club. It was used to be a very prestigious singles event. I got to watch a final there. It was early in my bowls career. And I saw one player, back when we played 31 up, get out to a 30 to a single figure. I don't know if it was 7 or 8 lead. So it was... One player was on the... One more shot to go out. The opposition on single figures. Well, the person that was on 30 stayed on 30. Lost the match 31-30, so...
Ouch.
It was, yeah, and look, the quality of the players, it was a very surprising result after obviously seeing that. It just goes to show that the match is never over until that last shot scored, especially in singles. If you keep fighting, and this is a great start by Trent after picking up a number. Unfortunate just to square the jack away a little bit, but he's in a good area.
Okay, so a reminder, we will have a little break after this game. Then we'll be back with more all-ability singles. We'll have the open singles quarterfinal. And I have no idea who we'll have, because it all depends on the finishing positions of the players. Because we have 3 sections in the open singles and 8 players to go through. So the first in each section, second in each section, and 2 of the third places, the best 2 performed.
Okay, so forgot about that, Andrew. So there's still a slight chance a loss to Trent and he can still go through?
No.
No.
Because
as
we're
third
the
place.
reserve singles.
Sorry. So that's the open
So top
single.
2 in our reserve, 4 sections in our reserve.
Okay.
So the open singles, 3 sections, 15 players. Top 8 will go through. It's a pretty fair selection, but I'll tell you what, when you look at the field, it actually is a really good thing. It keeps a lot of people alive till the end. And
You saw some of the sections here yesterday.
This event particularly it is a participation event.
It is, but it also has... the reserves you're talking about?
Well, the reserves is definitely a participation event. The open is to an extent, a lesser extent, but still want to give people a go.
Okay, Trent just holding line there. It's just that weight didn't allow him to turn down there, but he wanted to give it every opportunity. Stuart drew the shot. Yeah, look, for the open players, I guess they're also playing for positions into the state side, though we do have the selectors here.
Yes, fierce battle. Not too many go through in that one. It's not like the 12-a-side Keno New South Wales Blues men's or women's or men's senior or women's senior sides.
Yeah. How many are up for grabs there, Andrew?
I think it's a grand total of 3 men and 3 women.
There you go. So
Somewhat brutal.
as the space grows, there'll be more opportunities, obviously, for more people.
It comes down to what the states are able to feed through to the nationals as well, though.
Most
So
definitely.
there is a little consideration there. And
Well, Trent, he's on a very good line. He wants the jack and he's trailed it through beautifully. 2 down on the head, 2 behind in the match. And has just pulled out a cracker to keep himself in the hunt and well and truly in this match.
and he picks up 2 this end. He's back to square. Stuart. Chance to just put a little bit of a punctuation mark, though. He can draw this. Could be the battery flattener. Do like some of the terms we have in bowls. The battery flattener. Junior's run rate theory, Chippo's 7N theory, or the third mark. Although I think it's somebody smarter than Chippo.
I think his 7N theory got some merit, but it's based on Newcastle only, is that correct? And the data he collects down that area?
The stats from Newcastle, yes.
Yeah.
And they're different people in Newcastle, aren't they?
Stuart. Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, I
Very
don't think
good
he's
effort.
too far through.
Marker indicates Trent still holding shot. So now will we see the great Warren Shipley during these championships at all, Andrew? Is he qualified?
We
He
will.
has?
Yes, he's qualified for the men's senior championships. Didn't qualify for the women's or the women's senior or the junior. Well, he's getting injections in his back. Maybe he should qualify for the All Abilities as well. Well, we do have a little fun with Shippo.
Yeah, everyone does, I think.
I got him a beauty the other day. I sent him back a screenshot of the women's senior team for the inter-region that he'd sent in, but I just substituted his name in to the side and sent it back to him and said, I thought you'd be skipping in that rink. The phone rang straight away. He went, oh, have I mucked that up and left myself in there? But no, Shippo. Yanking your chain.
Okay. Yep, Trent got the 1 there, so 17-16. The battle is on. We've got about 25 minutes still to go.
Here at the TAB State Championships, coming to you live from Cherry Street Sports.
Straight away, I like this line down this side of the green. It's all now on his pace. And that's a very good opening bowl by Trent. And you can hear the crowd starting to get behind him. A bit more vocal, more applause. Sorry, Andrew.
And if you're on the Bowls New South Wales distribution list, you would have got the offer here. If you're ready for a holiday, you can discover more with AAT Kings. Whether you're admiring natural wonders or embracing local connections, with AAT Kings' expertly crafted tours, there's always something new to explore, as you'll be in the hands of experts. Get up to $1,800 in air credit per couple on selected tours, plus save an additional 5% with your exclusive Bowls New South Wales discount. Visit aatkings.com or click the link in the caption below on YouTube. Book before the 17th of April. Use the promo code BOWLSNSW. Terms and conditions do apply, but you can check all those out on the website.
Yes, what a great offer, and what a great reply there by Stuart Kidd. Just coming down with very good draw weight. Sat Trent through. Stayed on there himself. And, whoa, we have an anomaly. We have two bowls have crashed into each other. So,
two bowls on the correct bias to return to their own rink. The correct
it was a
procedure.
It was a finished match on the rink next to us, and a bowl just obviously rolled back up. So it wasn't a bowl in play.
So it was disturbance by a neutral object.
Yep.
The bowl was on the bias to return to the rink. Therefore, it is returned to be re-delivered by the player whose bowl was in course.
Now, I just have a question on that, Andrew. We did, on its natural course, and understanding the conditions, it looked to be very, very wide.
Yeah.
But again, it could have come into play still and stayed within the rink boundaries. So the player does get the chance.
I get it back.
Mm-hmm.
Is it always fair? No.
But it doesn't look like they've sent the bowl back. So
well, Stuart had. I don't know.
yeah, so umpire was called out there, and it was the bowl.
Unless Trent said no, it wasn't coming back in. Or
There could have been a mutual agreement because actually Trent's bowl was out. Past the blue line.
Had it come to rest?
No, it hadn't come to rest.
Trent may have said, no, look, it wasn't coming back in. I don't want it.
On the turning hand, I think it might have, but you know what? Look, the players are happy with the decision made, and as I said, the bowl was very wide.
We'll call it an act of good sportsmanship.
That's exactly right.
Look, I don't know. I've had one sent back to me where it wasn't going to be in play and quite deliberately drawn to the back corner of the rink when I got it back. Whereas if you've got one on the way and you think it's going to be really good and all of a sudden it's impacted,
Well, brilliant bowling there by Stuart. He's made two of it.
Well, Trent, one last chance. There is a nice little shot there, though, just a tight line down there. And here's where you've got nothing for wide. You don't want to be too tight, but you can afford to just play to reach with the draw. And that is very tight.
Yeah, it depends on his weight. No, even with that solid weight, he is, well, no, it didn't do enough. He flopped it.
Is that Stuart's bowl, though? He's flopped over. I think it is. Yeah, still two.
I think, so Stuart's playing this tight hand. I would have really loved to see him swap hands. I feel there's a lot less danger there.
I think you can go all but with this. Well, actually, if you turn the other hand and turn
You could nearly get game.
Depends on whether you think you should be greedy or not.
Yeah, well, with that line, that's pretty safe.
Do you go the greedy option or just the safe option? I don't have an answer there. That comes down to your confidence at the time.
I think there was no danger playing that wider hand, though, Andrew. You know.
Yeah, down to Trent's bowl.
Yeah.
The only danger is you're horribly narrow and horribly quick. There's plenty of chance if I'm bowling it. No, I don't mind. You had a chance, but you don't really want to interrupt the momentum. You're happy to go to 19. Stuart, 2 to go. Trent, a little bit of hard work now. He needs 5. So, really, it's not a big row to hoe so far.
No, not at all.
And the big thing is, I think you even though you all have the story of the person who gets to all but, and then just can't get that final shot, still, you'd rather keep them to that 2 to needed, because you have got the buffer of being able to draw second and keep yourself alive for another end. The longer you can keep that option in play, the absolute better it is for your chances to make a comeback.
Seeing the pictures there's a bit of a Ballina cohort building up, supporting Trent.
The result for Keith Roberts has gone in. He's in second place at the moment. So Trent, his berth in the quarterfinals hinges on actually getting to 21 first, or getting to an equal point before time is called, as you quite rightly pointed out a little while ago.
As we said, yes, a draw is also favourable for Trent.
So get back to square at least. Well, actually, no, a draw is no good for Trent. Now, Keith has 1.
Oh, no, so, yeah, 9
No,
points.
take him to 7.
Yep.
So he needs to get in front.
The only result is a win for Trent here to move on through.
A draw is good enough for Keith to remain top of the table. A loss. Well, he's already got to 19, so a loss will see him slip to no worse than plus 30. So he will go through regardless of the result.
As top of the table.
No. A victory by Trent will put Trent to the top of the table.
Okay, yep, based on margin, yep. Okay.
And, well, I think Keith Roberts people don't want Stuart to know that he will get through regardless, because they don't want Trent to win.
Well, Trent down on an all right line here. His speed a little short.
So in the open singles, in section 1, Des Cross is through. Aaron Kelly is through.
There we go.
The third place, don't know for sure yet. Jeff Seaton and Anthony Brown. Oh, hang on. No, we're on round. We're playing round 5, yes. So
Okay.
Anthony Brown.
Trent's on a good line here, Andrew. He's adjusted his weight much better, and he has drawn a front hopper. Brilliant bowling, just what Trent needed. Sorry to interrupt, Andrew. And
Anthony Brown, yep, he is through.
Oh.
Ahead of Ryan Wood. Jeff Seaton, he'll finish first or second depending on his result in the match that's out there against Simone Smith.
Progress scores say he's up 19-15 at this stage, but they're still on green.
So he's actually equal on margin with Anthony. So he'll go ahead on points with a victory. In Section 3, Ray Douglas has an undefeated record. He will go through. Jimmy Reynolds is the section is finished. Jimmy Reynolds will go through, and then we're looking at the best placed third places to decide whether Christine Constable goes through. Ryan Wood.
Okay, Trent. Really like to add a second one in here. He can afford to be tight. He can come cut the head here and get to that second shot. He's on it all right. He just needs to duck under that wing bowl. I don't know if he's going to. He didn't have the weight either. So, 1 to Trent, within 2 now. And our games controller for today, as Mr. Lee Stinson's having a bit of a break, Nick Hine just come past and he's about to go around the players and give them a 10-minute warning.
1 to Trent here, you think?
Yeah.
Pretty safe bet.
1 and 1 only.
So 10-minute warning. Possibly 2 ends.
Could be 3.
I don't think these guys will get through 3.
No. So, something that now has to come into play with their shot selection, especially for Trent himself. Has to understand, okay, 10 minutes, I've got 2 ends now. I don't have to 21 shots probably. I've got 2 ends to get to 19. That's without Stuart scoring at all. However, they're both on the springboard. We have seen 3 maximum counts in this game. Will we see another one? And we have a tee thrown here by Trent, so interesting.
Oh, if he can nail his first bowl, she's not quite done. He's a yard or so short. Well, Stuart Kidd, I reckon he can sew up top place in the section with this bowl.
Front knocker, Andrew.
Front knocker. Or he could be really adventurous and try and sink the jack and sit on top of it. Don't think we're going to see that shot here.
Not on this length anyway.
But,
yeah, very good weight there by Stuart. Well done. He's got the shot early on, so pressure straight back onto Trent.
That's not the match winner. Well, at this stage, it's not the match winner. Because there's still plenty of room. Trent.
So Trent just wants that extra yard. He's very well pointed here, Andrew. Has he got the extra weight?
Wants to slide past his own.
He did, but
a little kiss. I think just bled enough pace off him to not give him the big advantage. I do think he snuck in to hold. Stuart, he's changed hands.
Very, very good weight again by Stuart.
I might have just snuck through the back door then. Trent has to reach.
I think if Trent plays exactly the same bowl, he gets the shot. Clearer air there now. Well, just a little wider. Well, he can get the promotion of that. He didn't see it like that, but it's a result.
Good enough.
You give it a chance.
Well, Stuart going to follow Trent down. What he wants to do is come between the port in between Trent's bowls at the front and beat that last one that he's knocked up. Wants to get shot with this one.
A little underdone with the line. Well, maybe more the weight really too. Didn't really give it the best of chances. So for Trent, he can put a front hopper on here and make two. I think it's going to go to a one-hand shootout nearly, Andrew.
Yeah. I'll get one more end after this one.
He's on a very, very good line, I think, Andrew. Just down to the weight. He just wants to pull up. Well, oh, no. Not sure.
Oh, I think he's given it away. Stuart, he could be trying for match here. Did he ask? I don't know.
No, there was no question of the marker.
Well, he could be drawing for match here.
Well, I do like his track.
Bowl on the way. I don't think he's got the speed, though. No. So
Well,
I'm backing that we might just get one more end in.
oh, definitely. 6 minutes still to go, so.
Oh,
Remember the
close for the two more ends, but I just don't think I think they might just run out of time. You'd have to play it as if you've only got one end left. I think that second last bowl for Trent's a bit of a tragedy because he very well could have.
So we've seen Trent ask for a measure here.
Well, I think they're measuring for second.
Well, no, they're measuring for the shot.
That one's one.
Yeah, that's definitely the one.
You'd have to put the tape on the front as well.
Well, can't quite see there with the marker, but I mean the measurer.
No,
Was it only one?
one.
Okay. All right, so 5 minutes to play. Well, 4. I think this will be the final end. Whether Stuart scores 1, Trent scores 4, or we don't even get to the 21. It will be the final end, so. And the guys are having a bit of a break there, so that's surprising. With Trent. Oh, no, he doesn't have control of the map, so.
Well, for Stuart, he doesn't have to rush. But
And look, the scenario is Trent must get a 4 on this end to advance.
well, Stuart, got to choose his length. Oh, you'll go a little bit shorter. Oh, he's gone a bit longer. Well.
And Andrew, I'm going to miss this last end. I have my skin cancer check booked in for 10:45, so a couple of minutes to walk out the back. But
So Jason's going to avail himself of the Skin Check Champions free full body skin check, which you can also avail yourself of during the state championships. Just jump on the Bowls New South Wales website. That's bowlsnsw.com.au. Look for the story and get all the details. And if you're here, you can also book your time to get all your little bits and pieces checked out.
I look forward to talking to you all on the next stream. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jason. So we're playing what we believe will definitely be the last end of this fixture. The task for Ballina's Trent Howie needs to get a 4 to advance. He will finish third and miss out as the score currently stands. For Stuart Kidd, well, 1 to win. Outright, get to 21. Keep Trent to 3. Then he'll draw and still be top of the section. Keep Trent to 2 and he'll be a timeout winner. And, I'm not sure, not far off. Trent must draw in. Really, would love to get a little toucher with this, just trail it back to his own, but needs to be up and into that head. This one's on its way. Pretty well pointed. He'd love to just get down to the jack. And I think that one has just about sealed his fate now. Short bowl. He's going to have to play an absolute ripper to try and get that to count and can carry through. Stuart Kidd. Pressure's off here. Just needs to whack one right in on the jack. Plays the air where he's not going to push up. Trent's good option. So for Trent now, needs to reach to his own bowl, turn it up and follow through. So he can get a little contact on his own and run through. He's still got a chance to be possibly 3 shots with a chance to draw the 4th with the last bowl to go through. But this one is just that bit shorter again. So Trent will miss out now, almost certainly. Stuart Kidd, he's got a little draw here just to seal his place at the top of the section. I think our marker just told him he was already holding one. So 2 bowls to go. Trent needs to make a 4. Stuart just needs to plop this one into the head as second, third, even 4th shot where it can't be got at. There is a remote chance here for Trent to play weight to get rid of the 2 bowls. Would take an absolute clanger. And, well, he could do it now, but he's got to hit the one on the centre line, come off and get the other one clean. And that would be the real Hail Mary. Like to finish on getting a shot though. Little chunk and run. So Stuart Kidd will take out the section. Keith Roberts will be second to go through to the quarterfinals in the All Abilities reserve pairs. The All Abilities Open. We do know the top 2 in each section will go through to the thirds. We're not sure who will play who. We'll be bringing you that event's quarterfinal in about 15 minutes to half an hour. So we've got to get those in and organised. No final score as yet. Might have been 1 to Trent. Anyway, thanks for joining us on this stream. Stuart Kidd has won the match. Join us again in about 20 minutes or so, where we bring you the quarterfinal of the All Abilities Open Singles.